simply to pay tribute and honour someone who, without whom we wouldn't be here today, and quite frankly, the Clove Club would no longer exist. I mean, of course, GL Willie Watkins. Yes. Our honorary president, treasurer, secretary, editor of the Clove Lines, and to quote him, general factotum and dog spot. You all know that over the past few decades, Willie has been instrumental in firstly saving the club and then over the years developing it and really bringing it to new heights with his editorship of the Clove Lines, the publishing of a number of books both by members and previous staff members, the history of the school on 2 occasions, and along with Steve Bench, the production of the Roll of Honour for those who served and fell in the First World War.
Fantastic.
He's preserved our history of the school, our memories, and indeed our friendships. Last year, after the tea at the grocer's company, some of Willie's contemporaries and my contemporaries sat down and discussed how we might honour Willie. And we decided that the only sure and personal way was to strike a medal, especially for Willie. It's almost time to make that presentation, but before we do, I'd like to thank those contemporaries, Bob Gordon, Ronnie Barden, Lawrence Levy, Zach Karazi, and also David Dirge Edwards of the staff for their support and advice, much of which I ignored, I have to say, but nonetheless, much appreciated. And especially to David, getting confused, to Brian here for, yes, almost missed you, for his help in collecting and collating the written tributes to produce the accompanying book which goes with this medal. I'd like to ask Willie to come up, but just for a moment, also for Pam to come through, because
Go back there somewhere.
Pam, can you come through? Willie is always telling me of the support that Pam has given him. In fact, he tells me that he wears it every day. And I can only paraphrase, if you imagine what their house must be like.
It's worse.
Yes, it's worse even, with the paraphernalia of the school, the letters, the camels, all the shields, cups, whatever. To paraphrase that 60s song by Al McCogan, it must be a bit like a camel train running through the middle of the house. But, I'll come back to Pam a little bit later, if I may. Excuse me whilst I nervously try and find my notes here.
He's not really nervous, by the way. It's part of the act.
Our hope, of course, is that Willie and Pam will continue for as long as is possible to work on behalf of the members in keeping the Clove Club going, the memories and our friendships. It's certainly much appreciated by us all. So, if Willie would like to come, and if he'd first of all like to take that awful thing off his neck, terrible.
History.
History, yes. But we'd like you to come up
At
and
last,
receive
at last.
this medal.
Even better than the one that the master of the grocer's company wears.
So this is the medal which I'd like you to put on, because for functions you ought to wear it naturally. There is also, in order that it doesn't end up in a drawer somewhere collecting dust, there's also a presentation box. It's not repeated, that's a print inside, but a presentation box so you can see it on display at all times. So,
You think what the family will say?
I don't
Bestowal. This is the bestowal.
enable you bestowed, yes. There you go. Chance to respond at all. And I know how difficult it is keeping you quiet. Brian, perhaps you would like to
Well, I have to say a few words.
say a few words?
Simon, you said enough. Shall I begin?
Please do.
This Barry has described the beginnings of this project. What he hasn't said, unless it's not at all clear, is that he is the leader of this project, and all the major decisions are taken by him. And he.
What designers do. What designers do. You don't dare.
I am, yeah. Sure. No. Anyway, whatever I was getting to next was the fact that. As part of the process, and what he didn't make clear, unless I am going there, is that the medal has been paid for by contribution.
It has, by the sponsors of the club, of which there were over 180 of you actually
Right, okay.
contributed.
It was paid for by contribution sponsors, as we call them, who were contacted by email, informed of the project in Willie's ignorance, I trust.
Yes?
Willie, you knew nothing at this moment. Willie's not young. And a second phenomenon arose, which was that all these people, these sponsors, felt that they would like to do more than just contribute money, and they contributed tributes. Everybody had something nice to say about Willie and what Willie meant to them in their life. Us, the Clove Club. I know something about running a club, and I have perhaps a clearer idea of most of you here what goes into running a club, the magazine. He produces the magazine, all the research behind it, and the history, all the contact work, all the membership. I mean, that's a colossal amount of work, and that's reflected in the tributes that were received from individual members of the Clove Club. So I thought this is discussed it with Barry. You can say you can nod now. I discussed it with Barry, and we thought that it would be a terrible shame for this to go to waste, and so I volunteered, one of the few times in my life that I volunteered, to collect all these tributes together in one place. And this is the place. And we realised, I hope I can say this, that the cost of the medal was much less than the money that had been received, and that we had a few bob left over. And so we thought we'd make a rather special little book. And we still had some money left over, but more of that later. We produced a very special book, which is a compilation of those tributes by individuals, Some of them have pictures attached of then and now, you know, school days, and look at the state of us now.
Speak for yourself.
This will provide many happy hours.
Well,
If you
it's
have
at
any-
least 40 minutes.
No, because it'll go back to this book time and time again, the long winter evenings between magazines. Anyway, I think I've said it all. Have I missed anything out, like you did?
Probably, but
Enough.
I can take the wrapping off,
yes,
because,
indeed.
and show it first of all to the people who contributed to this.
Bravo.
It's a rather tributes. There's a sample page. Oh, it's not me. And great pleasure presenting this to my old mate, Willie. We were old mates.
We were.
He's got the occasional camera.
Yes, and the occasional real letter, as well as the printed thing.
And
And but there we are. And lots of camels on the cover of the end papers. Anyway,
More
you
camels.
still can't speak. You still got to stay strong, to quote a well-known phrase. Pam, this is for you. And I'm going to read this letter out. It says, Dear Pam, on the occasion of the presentation of the Clove Medal to Willie, please accept the enclosed cheque for £900, which in reality is a travel voucher. On behalf of the grateful members of the Clove, in recognition of your support over the years for Willie's endeavours for the club. We really appreciate how much you've had to put up with in terms of the disruption to your time and home life to cope with Willie's obsession with the school and the club. He would not have been able to have done all this without your help, unstinted support and cheerfulness. Please use this gift for a really wonderful holiday to go somewhere more exotic than you might otherwise, either with or without. Once again, a grateful thanks, enjoy, on behalf of the Clove Club members. And lastly, because I think after all this, I'd just like to do something very personal. Willie has often complained to me, as he does on innumerable occasions, that people don't get the joke about the Clove's lives. So, here is a cartoon for you of yourself and the Clove lines as a tribute, which I hope you will enjoy and stuff possibly in the toilet or something.
So long as Pam does the ironing.
Yes, that's it.
Am I allowed to speak now?
You may now.
I am actually speechless. But 90% of the speech I was going to make later on had already been said. But it wasn't going to be about me, it was going to be about you. So I shall reserve it until later and just say how very touched I am and how honoured I am to receive this wonderful medal, this lovely book. I guess rather interesting to one really, look like that. No, not far off, except he looks older. I shall hang it in the loo, as you say, and he does get older by the day. Thank you very much indeed, everybody who supported this. I am flattered, delighted, pleased, grateful, whatever words you can use, I am, and I shall treasure it always. And now, we've still got half an hour or so to go until the lunch is served. So that's half the business out of the way. But thank you very much indeed, all of those who have so kindly made it possible.